Welcome back to the sewing room, craft room, or whatever y'all want to call this little corner of the space that I live in up here, that I love. That's my happy place. That's where I come to create and have fun and make a mess and all that stuff. So today I have a shoebox in front of me, and it has in it a new pair of shoes, and they're just plain white canvas shoes. Can y'all guess what we're going to do with these? I bet you can. Bing, bing, bing. Shoes. Pretty little slip-on shoes. I think I'll leave that in there for now, but I will take this off. I bought these the other day, just special for this project. So I've got to take the shoestrings out of them. I should have had that already done, shouldn't I? But if y'all have your little pair of white canvas shoes, and I think everybody should have a pair, go get them, because you're going to want to do this. Y'all, that's sewn shut right there. I don't know how to get these dang shoestrings out, because this knot is sewn in them. Why would you do that? There's a knot right there, and it's sewn with white thread on white shoelaces, and you can't hardly see it. And Lord knows I'm probably going to cut these shoestrings of doing this. Though I have good light, it's hard to... do. Good grief. And they've sewn them two different directions. What in the world? What in the world have they done here? Alright, I'll be back when I get these shoestrings out, because this is going to take a minute or two. Okay. After much ado, as they say, I got these shoestrings out. I cut them. I could not get that. There's just no way. My eyes are too old to see that. That's just saying. So I cut them. Then they were sewn to the inside of the shoe. They really did not want these laces to come out. They did not want these laces to come out. But I did it, and I'm going to get some ribbon to replace them with, okay? Because I think that'll be cute anyway, considering what we're going to do with them. So I'm going to get some ribbon to replace it. And I've been trying to decide if I want to do Tula Pink Fabric on these, or if I want to just do scraps of flowers. And I can't decide. So there's my Tula scraps. I keep those separate. And then here's all my other scraps. There's a Tula scrap right there. It needs to go over in that, doesn't it? It does, it does. Here's some from our pillow we made the other day, and I just love that pillow. It's so pretty on my bed. And I came up with another idea for another one, kind of similar but different. I gotta work on the pattern, but then I'll bring it, and we'll make it together too. Okay. Here's a lot of our little flower patterns, and I've got more. Mercy gracious, that's a Tula piece. I've got more little prints. To me, little prints make the prettiest quilts. I don't know about y'all, or what y'all think about that, but that's just my opinion, and it's like everybody else's. We've all got one, and we all like what we like, and I say do you, because you're the only one you have to please when you're sewing. That is the truth. Don't do it for anybody else. Don't decorate your house for anybody else. Do it for you. If you don't, you're not going to be happy. And, you know, we all want to be happy. That's pretty. That is pretty right there. There's some little flowers. I'm just digging in here to see what I've got. That needs to go in this, and it's too little. Just digging to see what all I can find in this little bag of scraps. Alright, let me get this down here off the table. I think I'm going to just go with this. We're just going to go with these florals today. And we might add a Tula piece here or there. We could. Yes, we could. Now then, you've got to decide, do you want your shoes to match or not? That's another decision. Do you want them to match? And when I say match, I mean the tongues be the same, this piece be the same, this one the same, this outside piece, you know, all the different little pieces. Do you want it all to match? Think about that. Or do you just want them to be scrappy quilted shoes? Why, who says they have to match, right? They're your shoes. You do you. You decide if you want them to match or not. I think some of my pieces I'm going to match, and some of them I'm not going to worry about. I think this piece I will match, because if I look at my feet and it doesn't, it probably would drive me crazy. And these back pieces and these side pieces, I may do similar, but they may not match exact. You know, who knows? Who knows? We don't know till we get them done. And you're going to come along on this journey with me, and we're going to do these shoes, okay? And I've got fabric Mod Podge. I do not have a whole lot of that left. I could go get more, but I don't want to get in the car and go to town right now. I want to do my shoes. And I've got this that I did my buttons with. And do I have enough of this? I don't know. It will work. We'll see. We'll just have to see what we've got, okay, as we get going here. So let's get going. Let's get going. So to start with, we need to cut out a piece to go here, come in here, and then cover our tongue. Don't know if I can rip that piece of elastic out or not. It would be nice if I could, and I think I can. Aha, there we go. There we go. Now then, we've got our tongue loose. That one was easy, y'all. Those strings were the devil. That just, you know, came right loose right there. That was easy peasy. Alrighty, now then, we're going to start with our tongue. We're going to cut our piece out, okay? Start with our tongue, and then we're going to try to cut all of our pieces before we, these are called energy. I reckon they'll give me energy if I put them on. This is the lemur fabric. This is the skunks. Oh, I have to tell you all a story. Are y'all ready for a story? It was about 5 o'clock the other morning, and I thought, good Lord, I smell a skunk. What? Lord have mercy. Smells like it's in this house. Well, our air conditioning unit, you know, everybody sits outside, and I thought, Lord, it's walked right past that unit. Oh my gosh. Couldn't hardly breathe. I got up and I got pill of spray and all that stuff to spray around, try to go back to sleep. Finally went back to sleep, but the smell was just, oh, sickening. It made me deathly sick. I got up the next morning and I had some errands to run and went to town, did all my errands, and I come back and was talking with the mister and I said, "Did you smell that skunk?" He said, "Yeah." Said Coco had a fit and I let her out. Well, she come back in there and jumped up on the bed. That's the smell. She got sprayed. I didn't realize that she had been sprayed before I left, or I would have started my deskunking at that point. So everything on the bed had to be washed, and I've got a sanitize cycle on the washing machine. I run it through there with bleach and everything to get that smell out. And I started Googling to find out how to get the smell out of dog fur. Well, you use, in case you all need to know, it's peroxide, baking soda, and Dawn dish detergent, which I had all of that. So I made it up, and it said to let it set on them for at least 30 minutes. So I had her outside, and I had it mixed up. And I put it all over her face, her ears, her body. I put it everywhere. Just covered her in it. Well, she started to shake. She couldn't shake it off because it was stuck. And it was so funny. She was really funny. But I let it sit on her for about an hour, and then I gave her a bath. And most of the smell was gone at that point. In case you have a dog that gets in a fight with a skunk and loses, like my little Coco did, that's how you get it out. Or as best you can. They say to rinse them good with cool water first and then do that, but I didn't rinse her with cool water. Tomato juice does not work. We had a dog years ago get in a fight with a skunk, and everybody says, "Oh, give him a bath in tomato juice." Well, that doesn't work. I bought a couple gallons of tomato juice. Well, the dog was a big dog, but that didn't work either. So, peroxide, baking soda. Of course, baking soda neutralizes all kinds of odors. We know that already. Baking soda, peroxide, and Dawn dish detergent. That's your 3 ingredients there that does your trick. So, now you all kind of know what to do if you have a dog that gets in a fight with a skunk. So, here's our little stinker fabric. Right here. We could use a little piece of it, like this. That's really not big enough. I really don't want to cut yardage for this. I really just wanted to use the scraps. There's that. That's just the flowers, but no little stinkers, which I wanted the little stinkers. You know, we all want the little stinkers. That's not big enough. All right, so that's not going to work. Let's see if we've got the lemurs that are big enough. Is this piece wide enough? That piece is not wide enough. This piece is wide enough, but it doesn't. Just gets me the tails. So we're just going to have to do them scrappy, I guess. Here's little raccoons. This might be cute if I have 2 pieces of this, but I don't think I have any more of this little raccoon fabric. I think this is all I have, was just a little scrap from a scrap bag I bought one time, and I do not think there's enough to do 2 shoes. So it has to go all the way down to that and all the way around here. There's not. Okay, well, you know what? That's just the way it is. Well, here's another piece of lemur, but that's not big enough either. I do have more lemurs, and I do have more skunks, and I have pandas that I've not cut. Let me grab some of that. I don't know if that's my mister out there mowing or somebody else's. Alright, here's pandas. They're cute. They would be cute on that, and you could kind of get the panda right in there. Let's do that. And there's the zebras. We could do them all, the black and whites, with a little bit of color. There's so many options, you all. I may have to do multiple pairs. These shoes were, I don't even know. I bought them at Belk's. They were $49. But they were on sale, I think $29 or $25, something like that. And they are very comfortable. The bottoms of them are very comfortable. So anyway, that's the shoes I picked. And pick whatever kind of shoes that you want, canvas. And you know, they don't have to be white to start with. They can be any color. And I've been looking into some that are quilted that you actually make the whole shoe. I know. Haven't decided if I'm going to order those and do those with you all or not. I'm really thinking about it because I think they are super cute. Some of you all may have already seen those. Yes. But needless to say, these are going to be cute because we're just going to. And this Mod Podge is washable because, you know, I love to wash my shoes. I don't know about you, but I love to wash my shoes. Mod Podge is washable. This is washable. They both dry clear. It should be good. I should be really good to go. Make sure you cover your workspace because you don't want to get Mod Podge on it because, trust me, you can't get it off. Alright, so let's cut us a piece of this pandas right here. Let me grab the ruler and the rotary cutter. I'm just going to cut a 6-inch wide piece. Right here. What I did with the little clip that was on here, I'll grab another one. I use these little alligator clips that you get from, I ordered them from Amazon. But you know, they used to be on all kinds of lingerie when you would buy it in the stores. You would find it. Keep that little mat down there in case I need to cut something small like that. Alright, now this will be perfect on it. Here we go, right up the middle. We can use these little panda faces. Yes. Did I get it to where I can get one right in the middle? Not. I think I can. Put one right there. Won't that be cute with the panda right there? Alright. So, let me grab me a piece of paper because I'm going to try to cut this. This is just a piece of paper from the pattern that I was creating. Alright, so let's try to. Now y'all, I'm doing this right with you. I have not done any of this before. I do not know what I'm doing. But right now, look at that. So you can get that line. And I'm just trying to. I think somebody's mower's running out of gas, y'all. See that line? You can kind of get that. Can y'all see that? I just took my chalk. Can y'all see that line? And it comes up right like this on this shoe. Okay? So let's cut this out. And we're going to see if it fits on our shoe.
Do you want to go the gentle way?
You have to ask Daddy. He's not been out in a couple of days, y'all, and he's wanting to go somewhere today. Alright, let's see if that fits. Now then, does it fit? Kinda does. Could come in just a little bit right here. Okay. I should have left that on there the way it come out through there. Just trying to get this toe piece right here cut right now. And y'all, I could make y'all a pattern for this, but it would be for this particular pair of shoes. And your shoes may not match my shoes. So I'm just going to show you how to do it, and then you have to do you. Okay? And I think that'll be good, and I can turn it up under because I do want to turn it up under just a little bit. But this kind of gives me, since I want to make sure my pandas are right there, I can kind of cut it right like this. And I kind of know where my panda's gonna be a little bit. And I'm going to turn it up and under just a little bit around through here. Alright. See, like this. I'm going to lay it on there. Then I'm going to turn it up under. Right like that. So that I don't have a raw edge. And if I miscut it, well, you know what? That'll go in the scraps, and I'll cut another one. Actually, I'm going to cut this one down here a little bit longer. Then lay it up on here. And then draw it right here like this. Right like that. But that needs to come down just a little bit. Rub that off, because I want my panda face right in there. Alright, now then, I'm going to leave a little bit more around the bottom of this than I did just a minute ago. And I'm going to take that over there to the iron, and I'm going to iron this, okay? So I'll be right back. Okay. There are my two shoes, the two tongues. When you draw your little, lay it down there and you draw that with your chalk to get your line, I used these and I clipped right up to that line so that that would turn evenly. And I pressed the first one. The second one I didn't press. I just turned it up under and pinned it, and it worked just fine. Actually, maybe a little bit better. And then when I got to this point, I cut up into here like that and cut out this like triangle. You can kind of see it on my shoe. And I cut that out and turned that under, and then this I just stuffed in there. Okay, so there's those two pieces. Now then, the other pieces should kind of be easy peasy, right? All right, so let's go with our next big piece, which is the outside of the shoe. Y'all, I don't know whether we just end up doing them all Tula or not. We might just do the whole thing Tula. Might have Tula shoes, and I might have to get another pair and do them just all quilty. You just never know what I'm going to do. Now, that is the truth. You never know what I'm going to do. When we get on here, it's just all, you never know. You just never know. Other than, I will make a mess. That is the truth. I will make a mess. An absolute mess. Alright. Phew, it's getting hot up here already. It's not very late in the day, but it is getting warm. I'll put this back in there to hold that up so I can kind of see what I'm doing. Alright, now mine has, this is a different piece on mine. Let me bring it down so you can see a little bit closer. Right here. This is a little different piece. You can see it's stitched right there. Then this one comes around here, This is different. This is different. Same on this side. So, here we go. I just like this piece of fabric. It's the only one I've got, I think. And I don't think I have enough to do both of those shoes out of it. So, do we do one out of that and one out of something else? We could. I kind of like that one. I've got enough of this one to do both of them, so let's use it. We might use this right up here above it because there is enough for this to do both of those pieces. You know, we don't know. We'll figure it out. Yes, we will figure it out, that's for sure. It's one thing that we know for sure, we will figure it out. All right, and I'm just going to kind of cut a piece that's about the right size. Oversized, of course, because you know, it's just, and of course on this bottom I want to turn this in, so we're going to start by doing that. I just flipped it up a little ways and I'm going to pin it. Okay, don't need to go that far. Right there. I'm just going to pin this. Just right through. I'm just sticking my pin straight into that so that when I get ready, they're all in place and I can just take one of them off and then stick them down. Okay, come around there to that back right there. I think I will end up making my shoes match just because that's just me, I guess, because it's just easier than figuring it out to do it another way. Alright, now I'm going to cut this piece right here out of that so I can see where I need to go right here. Okay, so let me pull this up. I want that right in that corner right there. Pin that down. Don't stick your hands in there and get them stuck, because you know that's what we do, right? This is too tall right through there, so I'm going to cut a little bit of it off right like that. We're just going to start turning it down, just kind of working with your hands to get the piece turned down, just like this. And you just want to work with it right like this. See that? Boom! Then turn it down around the top. You can turn this all the way into the inside of the shoe if that is to your liking. Just a tiny little bit short right there, but I'll get just enough turned down in there. Now this is the way I'm going to do all these pieces until I get them all the way I like them. Now then, we're to this point right here, and I'm just going to turn this down. It's right like that around there. See, there's that piece. These are going to be so cute, you all. Absolutely the cutest things. I cannot wait to wear them. That off. Turn that back under. It's a little bit long still. You can always cut off more, but you cannot sew it back on. I guess you could, but... Alright, now then, there's that. See how we did that? You don't have to do them like I'm doing them. You can leave the raw edges, because y'all know I do that a lot. I leave raw edges on stuff and so forth. So, I'm going to turn you on fast motion, so it's not going to take us 3 days to film this and for y'all to watch it. But this is how I'm going to do all of my little pieces. And I'll be back when we go get to our next step, okay? Decided not to do these pieces because that's where the ribbon or the laces are going to go through, and the grommets and all that, and I just decided to leave that white because the toe is white. I thought it looked better than it did when I laid the fabric over it. I wasn't a fan. I like it better this way. And yes, I made my 2 shoes to match. The insides, the outsides, you know. Goodness gracious, let me get them this way, like this. Okay. Tops, come back up, and the outsides, and the insides. I don't know. We'll see them all in a minute. Now then, the fun begins. To glue all this on. Y'all, this took a little bit. Took a while, but I just sat up here and did it. It was fun. So I'm going to start with these outer pieces, just because. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to take this over there and steam this so that all these little creases, it will kind of press it. So then I can take it out and cut it and fold it. Let's go over here to the iron. Why don't we? Let's sit right here a minute. See what we can do over here. I don't have the camera, the light up behind the camera, so it might be a little more difficult. But I'm not really set for filming this direction because I don't have a light behind you all. But hopefully this will work to do what we want to do right here. Okay? Let's just see if we can just kind of press this. I just kind of want these lines. Y'all, I don't know if it's going to work or not. This is why I do this stuff, so you all don't have to figure it out. There's some bugs in here. I don't think that's getting hot. Oh, it wasn't. Alright. So, I think I'm just going to start. I'm just going to start, you all. And I'm using this on the bottom. I'm just pulling my pins up a little bit and putting glue underneath it really good. And then just sticking it back down. And this glue right here, I know washes because I washed Little Miss Buttons. And she washed beautifully. And it is thinner than our Mod Podge. That Mod Podge is very thick. Alright, let me get a... Got one right here. A foam brush. I want to make sure all that is good and wet all the way through. Take the pins out. Okay, let's do it this way. Glue it down. Bring y'all down here so you can see. Alright, can y'all see good? Ooh, hold on. Let me see what y'all can see. Alright, I think y'all are good. Alright. We're going to do this one piece at a time. Okay? Just one piece at a time. You want to make sure you've got plenty of glue. Because you want it to stay. all the pains I took to tuck that in might have been a mistake, you all. That's what I said. I make the mistakes so you don't have to. Alright, let me get some scissors. Piece is not big enough. I think it's the same piece I tried a minute ago. On here that was not big enough. No, I'm still cutting on this. As I go, I'm still cutting. Okay, now then, I'm going to put this piece right back here. And I'm just going to cut it good and smooth. I'm not going to turn these under because, surprise, 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 it's harder to do that way. It is, it is, it is, it is. This piece is turned under and I may replace it. I don't know. Matter of fact, I think I will. Pull it off. I can cut that now, right along those lines. I'm starting right back here with this little piece. And I'm just going to kind of let that go down underneath everything else. Okay. This little piece goes right here on the back. Alright, now then let me cut this piece. glue back here. Yes. I'm just pushing this down right there, all the way around, as close as I can get it. Okay, let's clip that right there. There we go. This makes a mess, you all. It does. Mod Podge makes a mess, especially if you're doing something like this. Got a razor blade cutter here somewhere. Let me grab it. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Let's see if this thing right here won't cut this right here. Well, not too good. I was hopeful that it would, but it did not do very well. So my hands are all gluey. Yes, they are. And they're all messy. I believe this is going to be the best way to do these, you all. Just put them on there. Put them down with glue and then come back and trim them up. Right like that. And this right here, it will still turn under just a hair across that top right there. Alright, I think I'll fast forward you all again because you kind of see what I'm doing, and then we'll get them all finished. Look at these. How cute are they? Look how cute. Look. I did put some cleaner stuff on them and it's kind of coming off down here at the bottom. Anyway, anywho. Alright. You know, I had to cut the strings out of them. They just didn't work well. So I've got black and white ribbon. I don't know what color I want to do. I'm thinking the white or the black, or one black, one white. I don't know. But for right now, I'm just going to go with white. So, and I'm just going to make mine lace up. Just normal. Just lace up shoes. So, this is what you do. I'm going to cut me a piece. I think 36-inch strings is about normal. I gotta clean the stuff off of these scissors right here because they're covered in that goopy glue. Alright, now then, I've got these little things I've had for eons. I don't even know where I got them. I don't know how long I've had them, probably 20 years. They are to make, and you can get them on Amazon. I have looked. They are to make shoestrings out of ribbon. And you need 4 of these for 1 pair of shoestrings. Okay? And to do this, I'm going to staple this back on here. And to do this, you need a lighter. I've got one right here somewhere. At least I thought I had one right here somewhere. Let me look over here. Here it is. Alright. And to do this, you turn this like this. And you put this on the end. I just kind of folded that in half twice. Just like that. This is like a thing that you have to, then you just heat it up and it shrinks right around there. And you've got your perfect little shoestring end. And I'm just using a 5/8 inch ribbon and I'm folding it in half and then in half again so that I can get it on here. And you just slide that on there just like that. And like I said, then you take your lighter. This lighter's all these safety features on them. And they just shrink right up around there as it heats. There's one string. Alright, I'm going to make sure that it's the right length for my shoes before I do the other one, okay? Because you know that would be the smart thing to do, I think. Or you can just buy you some shoestrings. But, you know what? Ribbon's more fun. Ribbon is more fun than just plain shoestrings, I think. it's got glue in it, y'all. Have to pull all that glue out of there. Oh, these are so cute. The shoestrings make the difference. They do. Look at this. They could have been just a little bit longer. But look at that. Isn't that cute? There's my shoes. Take these off now because that's on there good. Look how cute. Just adorable. Adorable. No sew project. Absolutely no sew project. I have put these little shoe in. I think I did. If I haven't, I will. In my Amazon storefront for you all, because you can order these little shoelace ends on Amazon. Might be able to heat them with a hairdryer, y'all. I don't know whether you could or not. You really just want to heat it. It's like those old shrinky dink things, you know, that you used to get as a kid. You'd color them and then your mom would put them in the oven and they'd go shrink up. That's kind of what this stuff is. It just kind of shrinks up around that. You can also buy these little things kind of like this at Lowe's and Home Depot in the electrical department, where they put wires up to each other and you put it on there and then you heat it. I've done it before with those little things. So, yes, I have. Really just wanting to heat it good. Alrighty. This one right here needs to be cleaned out just a little bit. Now then, now I've got it twisted. Y'all, these are going to be so much fun to wear. If you've got little ladies, these would be so cute for them, and they could do them themselves. I started playing with Mod Podge when I was a little bitty girl. And I would cut out pictures out of magazines or, you know, all kinds of things. So if you've got little ladies or gentlemen, littles, if you've just got littles at your house and you need a summer craft for them to do, this would be so much fun and so easy, and they would love it. And then they could wear them when school starts back, and they would have their own tennis shoes and let them pick out their fabrics and play. Look at these. Aren't these just the cutest ever? Look. Aren't they just cute as they can be? Look at this. Aren't they cute? I just love them. Trying to get them so you can see them. Alright, that's all for this video. It took a while, and I did let them dry overnight, and I did have to run and get some ribbons. But I do like the white. I think I'll leave the white in there for now. Who knows, I may change it up at some point and flip it to black or pink or green or yellow, or you could put any color you wanted on there. You could put a printed ribbon. You could do whatever. But these are my Tula shoes, and I think they turned out just precious. I do. And like I said, there is a quilted shoe kit that you can buy. I've seen 2 or 3 different ones. So if you're into that kind of thing and you think you might want to like quilt your whole shoe, look them up. And I haven't decided yet whether it's something I want to do and bring to the channel or not. I'm thinking about it, and I may decide to do it. So y'all let me know if it's something you want to see me do. If it is, then you know I may get us a kit and we'll quilt us up some shoes. Alright, but for now that's going to be all for this one. You all remember, like, share, subscribe, comment, ring the bell for notifications so you don't miss a video. And that'll be all for this one. I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.